WUB Network, America's sports leader, is proud to present the Progressive Cup Series. We are live from the 2.66 miles Superspeedway in Alabama. It's Talladega Superspeedway for today's Alabama 500. I'm Eddie Kennington, first off to Ed and Tripp from the NABISCO Pre-Race Show.
Live from Talladega, Alabama, welcome to the NABISCO Pre-Race Show. I'm Ed Kennington, joined by Tripp and Guinness. In just a few moments, we'll be getting you set for the final race of the round of 12 of the playoffs, the Alabama 500. Tripp, this is very different than the first three races of the playoffs.
And you're completely right, Ed. The first three races of the postseason consisted of two short tracks and a 1 mile track that acts as a short track. The major difference is from today's Superspeedway. Last time we were here, back in race 10 of the year, only 10 of the 39 starters finished the race. 3 cars flipped. With the playoff atmosphere, you can only assume that the action-packed racing is going to intensify.
And there are many big names who will have to make big moves happen today, as drivers like Jimmie Johnson, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. sit below the cutoff. Denny Hamlin is locked into the next round with a win, while Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick seem safe on points. But remember, one big wreck can dramatically alter the standings. Now it's time for our Subway selection. Tripp, who are you going with?
Well, he's not in the playoffs anymore, but this is it for the Pied Piper at Talladega. He won our last Superspeedway race back at Daytona. I'm saying Dale Jr.'s getting it done today.
Brad Keselowski is basically in a must-win situation, and Penske has had a lot of speed all weekend. The former winner here will get it done today. Now to Eddie Kennington in the booth.
Thanks, guys, and an aerial view of the biggest track in NASCAR, Talladega Superspeedway. It's the final race of the round of 12. 39 drivers ready to battle. Let's see our drivers to watch for. Ryan Blaney not in the playoffs anymore, but he does start on the pole. Logano, technically his teammate, he starts second, pretty safe on points. Final start at Dega for Junebug. He won the last plate race at Daytona. Elliott, Stenhouse, Keselowski, they all crashed at Tiburon. They need good finishes. Truex also needs a good run. He's starting a little further back. Johnson's in big trouble and starts towards the back. Now the command.
Race fans, it's time for the most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome our Grand Marshal, head football coach for the Auburn Tigers, Gus Malzahn. Drivers, start your engine.
He got some cheers and he got some boos. It's Auburn coach Gus Malzahn. The cars roll off. Let's take a look at our starting grid. In row number 1, you got Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. Joey Logano's a playoff driver. In row 2, it's the Hendrick teammates Dale Jr. and Chase Elliott in the 24. Row 3, you got 2 playoff drivers, Brad Keselowski and Ricky Stenhouse, a couple of Fords. Row 4, you got Chris Buescher and another Ford, Jamie Rockwell. Take it away, Tripp. All right, thank you, Eddie. Row 5, you got Trevor Bayne and Kevin Harvick, playoff driver. Row 6, you got Michael McDowell, KJ Johnson, not in the playoffs. A couple of surprises up here. Row number 7, you got Martin Truex Jr., a playoff driver, and Kurt Busch. Then you got row 8, Kyle Busch, and Landon Cassill, who won here back in race 10. Yep, row 9, you got Danica Patrick and Casey Kane. Rounding out your top 20, it's the Dinger, A.J. Allmendinger, and David Reagan. Row number 11 finds Austin Dillon and Daniel Suarez. And then row number 12 is Ryan Newman and playoff driver Denny Hamlin, stuck back in 24. Yeah, row 13, you got Matt Kenseth and Clint Boyer, who flew here back in race number 10. Row 14, Eric Jones and Casey Mears. Row 15, you got the Italian Stallion, Matt DiBenedetto, and Kyle Larson back in 30th. Don't think that's going to phase him. And then the other 2 playoff drivers, Jimmie Johnson and Jamie McMurray back here. Yep, Chevys haven't had much speed. Row 17, Alexander Estrada, final start of the year in Paul Menard. Row 18, you got Ty Dillon and Eric Almirola struggled in qualifying. Row 19 finds Garrett Smithley in the 51 and the 15 of Timothy South. Hey, and welcome back DJ Kennington. He starts in row 20 to round out the field. DNQ's Cole Witt, Ray Golding, and Mark Thompson in the 93. Race facts, 18 laps, pit window 8 to 11 laps. Last time we were here, it was a wreck fest. Expect more of the same. 4 drivers will be eliminated after this one. Late-breaking stories on pit road. Here's Debbie first.
Jimmie Johnson starts towards the back today. His crew chief, Chad Knaus, told him to be patient. We'll see if Johnson can continue his quest for an 8th title. Kirk?
Brad Keselowski starts in the top 5 today, along with teammate Joey Logano, and is also in a tough situation after wrecking at Tiburon. Crew chief Paul Wolf wants him to try to get to the front early to avoid any trouble in the middle of the pack.
BK's teammate Joey Logano starts second today, although pretty safe on points for the round of 8. He's only won once this year and looks for some success.
Thanks, guys. Tripper, you're ready. You know I am. It's Talladega. Hold 'em flag, man. Green flag, let's go. let's roll. Here we go. The Penske-affiliated Fords, Blaney and Logano, followed by Hendrick cars and a few Fords. Good job by Logano with a nice push from Chase Elliott. He dives to the inside, back up to be pushed by the 24. They drift to the inside. First flyby of the field, and here they come to turn 3. Oh, Blaney gonna get shuffled out. On board with Chase Elliott, coming across through the tri-oval. Joey Logano leads lap number 1. Ricky Stenhouse to the outside. There's Blaney getting some help, but he's lost a lot of spots. Blaney's gotten screwed so many times in these plate races. He's gotten pushed back so many times. Logano trying to hold off both Stenhouse and Elliott, going back and forth. Nice push here from Elliott. And Logano trying to hold off the line. Big run from the Fords on the outside. He tries to block. He can't get back down. Elliott a push from Junior and Buscher. And Chase Elliott takes the Hooters 24 to the lead. Maybe he could finally win. He's going so well in the playoffs, but he does need this good run. Just like that, the fans are on their feet. Junebug going for the lead on his teammate with help from Chris Buscher. Yeah, watch out for Chris Buscher. He's been pretty good today. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with a nice push from Buscher. He's going to lead lap number 3 here in the Alabama 500. Junior, Buscher, Elliott, then Bain and Logano, your top 5. They're battling hard up front, and we got trouble. Oh, big hit. A few cars up in turn 1. The first caution comes out on lap 4. AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Suarez. Oh, no, not the dinger. Daniel Suarez is done. Allmendinger done as well. Alexander Estrada getting repairs on pit road, but it looks like he'll be able to continue. There's an interesting wreck. Let's see what happened. Oh, Allmendinger tries to come down in front of Suarez. Then he goes spinning back up the banking, which is kind of weird. And Suarez and Estrada thought they were safe up there. They get clobbered. One more look. Nice job by guys like Boyer and Johnson to avoid it. Your Talladega fan predictions. A lot of different drivers picked. Yeah, but this is a race where you don't know who's going to win. A lot of good picks. Anybody who took Ryan Blaney, the guys who went with Dale Jr., Cahill 145 with Chase Elliott. Just a lot of good picks out there. Still don't know what's going to happen. Yep, we still got 12 to go as we restart here. Dale Jr. is going to aim for that one last Talladega victory. Chris Buscher has surprised many all weekend. Yeah, he was second fastest in final practice. Chase Elliott has been up front all race. Chasers McMurray and Johnson 26th and 27th. Garrett Smithley has lost a lap after pitting with brake issues. And Alexander Estrada's all patched up, but a lap down. Green flag back in the air. Ooh, nice restart from Buscher on the outside. Oh, now he gets shuffled. Yeah, the Chevy and the Ford bumpers didn't really line up there. Meanwhile, Junior's got a nice push from Elliott. Then it's the front row sitters Logano and Blaney on the inside. Outside is Bain, Rockwell, Stenhouse, the Roush cars, 1, 2, 3. Top 3 have jumped out single file. Now Bain trying to come back. First 3 wide is about 20th place in inner line, guarded by Austin Dillon. Yeah, it sounds like we're going to have a lot of guys coming down pit road soon. Yeah, the pit window, I know, is getting close, so let's see what happens. A lot of the leaders pulling down. Junior and Elliott, Blaney. Let's send it down to pit road. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulls in from the lead, and Junebug is in nothing but good spirits. No complaints from the driver of the 88, just 4 fresh stickers and some Sunoco fuel. Ed.
Although having led a lap, Chase Elliott says that the car is wicked loose and keeps stamping out of him in the corners. They'll add some wedge and some tape to the grill along with regular service.
Interesting split of the field. Almost all the Chevys pitted. Almost none of the Fords did. Here they come. Oh, Bain around. Oh, and hard in the wall. Oh, Trevor Bain, hard hit. They did not get lined up coming down to pit road, and Bain's car on fire after the hard hit to the wall. Good sign to see him out of that car. Ever since that injury at Tibber, and I'm concerned about him. Trevor Bain's car getting towed away. Let's take a look at a replay of this. Yeah, they're trying to get down to pit road. I think Jamie Rockwell was a little too aggressive. Bain overcorrects to try to avoid the rest of the cars, and man, what a hit. Good job by Bain to avoid the other cars, but it cost him. Now we're ready to restart on lap 13. All those guys did get the opportunity to pit, and since they pitted under green, they're going to be in front of everyone else. Garrett Smithley did not pit. He's now leading. Logano was first out of pit road in that sequence. Here's all the guys who pitted before the caution. Junior and Elliott and Blaney, now 19th, 20th, and 21st. That's going to screw them up. Look how far back Junebug is now. Your Bass Pro Shop's Lucky Fish, Alexander Estrada. 6 laps to go, we're green. Oh, Smithley didn't go. Chris Buscher's going to get stuck behind him. Logano and Keselowski coming to the front. Castle and Reagan. Oh, what a run. Oh, and there goes Keselowski, and he's up into the pack. It's the big one. Oh, what a hit from Kenseth. The big one has struck with 6 laps to go. Feel this coming, and man, this took out a lot of playoff drivers. Keselowski's there. Hamlin, Busch, McMurray, Jones. Red flag is out for the rest of the field. There's Jamie McMurray, a playoff driver involved. Nat DiBenedetto was having a solid run. Eric Jones has crashed. Kurt Busch involved in the wreck. There's the 51 of Garrett Smithley, who got bobbled up on that restart. Denny Hamlin, he's a playoff driver. He won last week, though. Jamie Rockwell is a playoff driver, too. That's not good for him. Landon Castle. Brad Keselowski, a playoff driver. Yeah, that really is bad for him. Not Kenseth getting towed away. Chris Buescher getting some repairs on pit road. David Reagan's car is too damaged. He's going to the garage. Yeah, both the front row cars. See a replay of this whole mess. Well, first off, Reagan and Castle get a heck of a run here coming for the lead. Keselowski tries to dive down, overcorrects, and right into the field. Kyle Busch makes a little contact, but look at all these guys, and just a big stack up. A lot of these guys did slow down, and they did a very nice job, but all these guys around, like, between 5th and 10th, nowhere to go. Now, a big hit in the back. You see, DiBenedetto wasn't happy with McMurray. Let's take a look into why. Yeah, look at the top right of your screen. Watch DiBenedetto slowing down, and McMurray just plows into him. Very interesting there. And that's going to have big championship implications. 4 playoff drivers involved. One last look at the big one at Talladega. Yeah, and look at all these cars. A lot of good cars taken out in this miss. Big hit for Kenseth. Good to see he's okay. Now we're going to restart with 2 laps to go at Talladega. Oh boy. Logano looks to hang on for only his 2nd win of the year. Stenhouse looks pretty safe when it comes to the round of 8. Boyer has a shot to win. He's had a tough year. Almirola has climbed from as low as 37th up to 5th. Yeah, look at Junebug. He's still got a shot up in 7th. Truex has to stay in front of Jimmy Johnson and finish 7th to make it, or else Jamie McMurray is in. Johnson must get into the top 7 and pass Truex. Chris Buescher remains on the lead lap. 2 to go at Talladega. Here we come. Green flag is in the air. Oh my goodness. Logano with a good jump, and he's going to move in front of Stenhouse. Here comes Junior and Elliott on the inside. Stenhouse crossing up Logano. Logano gets loose, and rookie Stenhouse takes the lead. What a job by Stenhouse, but look at Junebug and Chase Elliott. Elliott from 10th to 3rd. Junior working on Stenhouse. 1 lap to go in the round of 12. Trouble in the back. We're going to stay green. Yeah, there's cars wrecking, but they're all getting to the grass. Stenhouse pushed by Earnhardt. Menard with a run. Earnhardt blocks as they come through 3 wide. Elliott pushing Stenhouse. Oh, let's see if the pack catches him. Stenhouse blocking. Ricky Stenhouse wins at Talladega. And he punches his ticket to the round of 8. Wow, tricky Ricky. And Stenhouse celebrates a big win at Talladega. Big crash. Jimmy Johnson's 8th title bid ends in that crash. Ryan Newman and Danica Patrick also involved. Let's see what happened. This was around 15th. Yeah, Danica tries to come up in front of Truex, hits Newman and Johnson. The splitter hits the grass, and that destroys him. Everybody else did a pretty good job. Here's the drivers onto the round of 8. Hamlin, Stenhouse, and others. McMurray's top 5 at Tiburon sneaks him into yet another round of the playoffs. Rockwell misses out by 4 points. Credit to that wreck. Truex finishes 11th, and he's going to miss out by 5 points. Keselowski and Johnson wrecked in both races, and they're ousted early. Let's send it to Debbie Daniels, who's with Ricky Stenhouse.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. stuns the field today at Talladega and is off to the round of 8. How did you do it?
Well, I just got to thank Ford. I got to thank Roush and Fastenal and Best Buy. We had a really good 17 Ford today, and we were able to get a nice push from Dale Jr. at the end, and the 24 and the 88 helped us, and we were able to hold them off. We had a really good car. We're off to the round of 8. I can't believe it.
Congratulations. Back to the booth.
Haha, man, I love seeing Ricky happy. Ricky wins. Chase Elliott, Dale Jr. come up for 2nd and 3rd. Credit to Paul Menard, who finishes 4th. Logano, Boyer, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Almirola, and Blaney, your top 10. Yeah, Martin Truex 11th, Kevin Harvick 12th, KJ Johnson, career best 13th, Dylan McDowell, Mears, Todd Dillon, Timothy South, Chris Buescher, and Alexander Estrada, first career top 20. 21st, Casey Kane, DJ Kennington, a career best 22nd, then all the people who wrecked, the 3 on the last lap, and then you go through everybody in the big one. Just look at so many names. 4 playoff drivers plus Kenseth, Kurt Busch, the front row cars. Very sad to see all of them taken out. As you see in the very back, Bain, Suarez, and Allmendinger. So you saw, now we'll take a look at the grid for the round of 8. Larson, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Harvick, Logano, Stenhouse, McMurray, and Chase Elliott. 4 of them will compete for a championship at Charlotte. First, they got to get through the round of 8. The Duck Commander 400 is the next race. Ricky Stenhouse continuing to celebrate his 2nd win of the year in Victory Lane. Follow us on Twitter at Eddie Kalegi, at Tripp McGinnis. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time here on WUB Network, America's sports leader.